McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay By Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
St. Lucia, are you ready to tease your way to the World Creole Music Festival 2025 in Dominica? NBC and Real FM is giving one lucky fan the ultimate getaway, an all-expense-paid trip to the Nature Island for 3 nights of non-stop rhythm, culture, and unforgettable vibes. Here's how to enter. Step 1, follow us on Instagram at Real FM Official. 2, post a video up to 90 seconds long telling us why you deserve to be at the World Creole Music Festival 2025. Be bold, be creative, and show your passion for Creole music and culture. Step 3, tag us and send a collaboration invite to at Real FM Official so your video appears on both our pages. Step 4, get those likes up. The video with the most likes by October 10th wins the prize: round-trip airfare, comfy accommodation, and all-access pass to the World Creole Music Festival 2025 to enjoy Dominica to the fullest. But hurry, the contest runs from August 11th to October 10th, and the winner will be announced on October 11th. This opportunity is open to all St. Lucians aged 21 and over. Only 1 entry per person, so make it count. Don't just dream about the festival. Tease your way there, only with NBC and Real FM.
Powered by Discover Dominica.
Gotta go with you. I gotta go with you. I gotta go with you.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Effective Thursday, October 2nd, 2025, over 600 temporary employees of the St. Lucia Social Development Fund will receive their employment verification letters. Joachim Henry, Minister for Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment, explained that breaks in employees' contracts have prevented them from becoming fully fledged employees. Now, through a recent policy approved by the Cabinet of Ministers, non-established employees who are daily paid or classified as wage earners will be granted permanent employment after 2 years of continuous service.
Happy to report to you this morning that on Thursday this week, consistent with what the Honorable Prime Minister indicated, that persons who are temporarily employed would be made permanent. And this, of course, we have over 600 persons working on the elder care program at the St. Lucia Social Development Fund. These individuals every year work for 11 months because they are temporary workers, and to avoid them becoming permanent, they have to take 1 month off. That has come to an end. They will receive their letter of appointment as full-time employee of the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, and will no longer have to take a break for 1 month in a year to avoid continuous employment.
Henry explained that temporary workers are not privy to certain benefits which made it difficult for them to improve their standard of living.
For some of us, it might seem trivial, but if you are paying something at courts on hire purchase, it's difficult for you to conceptualize that next month you will not be getting a salary, and that you have to find ways and means outside of working to continue taking care of yourself. The issues of going to the credit union to get a loan, that was impossible because they cannot meet the monthly payment.
The Minister for Equity also added that as permanent employees, they would now be entitled to their own uniforms and medical benefits.
I'm happy that not only they would become permanent employees, but of course they are dressed in uniform and they will pay in their own uniform. They had to ensure that they're medically checked. That will be part of the new salary arrangement. So the government would allow for them to receive their uniform. They would be receiving an allocation. So yearly they would be medically checked so that they can continue to provide the services in caring for our senior citizens. Over 600 persons are employed with the St. Lucia Social Development Fund.
The cabinet policy will allow for an increase in disposable incomes per the 2025-2026 budget allocation. Approximately 1,288 workers across government ministries, departments, and agencies are expected to benefit from this initiative. The Philip J. Pierre administration maintains that the cabinet's approval reflects the government's philosophy of fairness, dignity, and respect in work. Joachim de Play.
Good afternoon, St. Lucia. Welcome to The Real Issues on Real FM 91.3 and 91.5 in the South, and of course simulcasting to you live on NBC Television, channel 120 on Cablevision, and of course YouTube and our Facebook pages. Do you want any other platforms? I think I got it right. So I hope I did a good impression of Shelton. So once again, good afternoon, St. Lucia. And as you can see, Shelton's running a little late. So I was supposed to be the co-host today, but in the meantime, I shall be the de facto main host until Shelton finds himself into the studio. And I found it important that we start with this very clip that you just heard, for the very reason, for me personally, this morning it made me cry. And I'm sure those of you who watched Zafenu this morning would have realized, that Yadi took a quick commercial break, because he himself got very emotional. And the man Shelton, oh man, Shelton come here with all his excitement too, you know. Shelton has arrived. But like I was saying, that you would have noticed that a particular phone call to Zafenu this morning did get Yadi quite emotional, and it got me very emotional. I'm sure many of you who were listening were very emotional, and it is directly linked to the news article which you just saw 2 minutes ago regarding the care workers who have been now made permanent employees of the government of St. Lucia after working for a particular period. And why this is so important to me, it's because having worked at the Ministry of Infrastructure for 2.5 years, and there are workers who have been in the same situation as those home care workers, and we're talking about the potholing crew team in particular at the Ministry of Infrastructure, who are fortnightly paid workers, and they are unable to access any loans, any funding from traditional financial institutions due to the fact that they are not permanently employed, meaning that the government can't send a letter saying that this person has been employed for so long, and we would ask you, or ask that you grant the courtesies, extend the courtesies to him as an employee of the government. And I've seen these guys fall victim to those payday loan companies, and I call them sharks. These are the real loan sharks, in that they pay you get a loan in no time, but the interest rates as compared to the traditional financial institutions are probably double what you would pay at a traditional financial institution. And when these guys get their monthly salary, their fortnightly salary, and that kind of thing, most of it goes to those payday loan institutions. Right? I am very happy for these people, and it's just another example of how, to put it simply, Philip cares, PJB cares. And the welcome that he got, and those of you who saw that video, I'm hoping that Shelton may have access to that video, the short clip of his welcome. Me Bosla. There was nothing for me that was so genuine. This was heartwarming. This made me really reinforced my feeling and my whole sentiment of Philip J. Pierre as a person and the leader of this country, because he has truly demonstrated, along with the cabinet of ministers, that he does care for not only the common man, not only the down-pressed, the downtrodden, those who are economically repressed, but it crosses boundaries, it crosses lines. We're talking about the business sector, the tax breaks, and the property owners, those who can't afford it. But when we look at the policies which have been enacted by the Philip J. Pierre administration, from the minimum wage to the increase in pensions, both government and NIC pensioners, and now, of course, the daily paid workers, the fortnightly paid workers who were not under full-time employ of the government, as we would see it in that structure, are now able to take loans. They could get their mortgages, they could take a loan to send their children to school, because they actually now have something to show to those institutions that they are gainfully employed full-time and they are able to meet those commitments. And having heard this lady this morning, what was really hurtful was having her say that she went to Bradley Felix as her MP after Remember, Spider Montoon said 90%, was it, Shelton, of those employed in the NICE program were SLP supporters. And what did we see happen subsequently?
So that justifies sending
them home. And the lady said that she went to Bradley as her MP, and Bradley gave her the same BS that these politicians would do. He'll speak to them. She obtained a job. She went to a job interview. She obtained a job at the airport, and she was getting her stuff ready, her clothes and everything ready. You all know how it is. Those of us who've been to a job for the first time, you know all the excitement and having to get your new clothes and everything.
Not just the excitement, Miguel. People do not understand, and I have said it before, and someone expressed astonishment that I came up with that thought. It costs money to be at work.
It does.
People, when they think of you being in a job, well, you're working, you're getting a salary, especially when you have been down for some time. By down, I mean unemployed. You get that job, you're happy you got it, but you gotta wait a month for you to touch money. Well, you're lucky if you get fortnight. During the time that you're gearing up to go to that job, because the clothes that you wear in the savannah, is not the clothes you're gonna jump on a bus or whatever to go to work with. So you need to get proper clothes. It costs money. Clothes are expensive. You need to get transportation, the bus up and down for a whole month.
Or whether you drive or not.
You need lunch, you need this, you need that and the other to be at work. For many people, when they find themselves at work for the first time in a long time, they have to borrow some money, if it's from their mother, if it's from their brother, if it's from a friend, if it's some grocery, whatever, to make up their lunch, whatever, to pack in a little container. They come and go for a proper lunch box and so on to go to work. Sometimes by the time they get their first salary, they owe more than half of it to mother, to this and that. They're living from paycheck to paycheck. It rolls over from 1 month in the next. It costs you money to be at work. When you put people at work, giving them a job back is only half the story. It takes some time before they can get, and it is through a lot of austerity. They have to live in austerity for them to do the catch-up that requires to be done at the time.
Yes. And you're right. What I omitted was the fact that the lady indicated, I'm sorry, I forgot the name, but I'd love to address you by your name.
Leandra George Phillips?
Leandra George, yes.
She's the supervisor of the Home Caregivers Program, isn't it?
Yes.
The lady was very outspoken, and some people are trying to give her flack about how this is a government thing. She should not have brought party onto it. But I find the Real Issues people, big up to you all, Big up to you all. Real Issues people have answered them saying, you have a guy who is a teacher, who has been written to by the permanent secretary in his ministry or whoever else, whether it's public service, teaching service, whatever, that being a teacher and being on platform as an endorsed candidate are incompatible. They have warned him. The guy has continued without any let-up whatsoever.
Nothing.
School has reopened. And yet people saying when this man should be at school, he is New York attending New York caucus thing of the United Workers' Party. Whatever the reason, they are demonstrating a lot of leniency towards this chap. So I am saying, why is it people want to come down on Leandra like a ton of bricks when you have this open flouting that is taking place?
Yes.
I myself have wondered whether there is some arrangement that the government has that they're not telling us, that they're going with such playing. There's something in cricket they call playing with soft hands. They are not even playing this guy with soft hands. They're allowing him basically to just do what basically to just badge and barrel his way through in what he's doing. But now they have a problem with home caregivers, and Leandra was speaking for them. She wasn't speaking for herself. Look at the kind of applause. Look at the kind of applause that she got of people who have been down, who have been suppressed, who have been denied, who have been oppressed, who have been downright victimized. Not only have they gotten their jobs back, but they're being given such a break to say, we are making you permanent. So when you approach your credit union, or it's not bank they go to, it's their local credit union, you can say, I have a steady, permanent job. You understand? With such and such amount. That coupled with the minimum wage, the credit union knows that this person cannot and will not get paid less than 1,000, whatever it is, a month and so on. They know all those things. They know increases have been given across the public sector, not just the core civil service. So people now have more income, and I think more disposable income, more debt servicing income than whatever. They know that the environment is such that basically what we call, the headwinds for them are a lot more aligned in their favor. So if Leandra felt she was waiting to exhale to celebrate this, she cannot be denied that.
And what is more important, Shelton, and for me, I felt that personally, considering what we went through here at NBC Real FM with Alan Shastney and Guy Joseph going to Miami to meet with the principals of the Lotto to ensure that this tens of thousands of dollars a month contract, which was paying all our salaries, was taken away from us. And in addition to that, they took our staff, our technical staff, to do that. And she spoke of the fact that she was able to obtain, in principle, for lack of a better term, a job at the airport. And upon having gotten ready to start her work, she's been called by the person who interviewed her, saying that a minister has called and said, you are a Labour Party supporter, so therefore you don't deserve a job, don't give her a job. That, Shelton, is hurtful. And whether this happens under the United Workers' Party or Labour Party, I will be the first to speak about against this, Shelton, because this is nonsense. At the end of the day, the Labour Party will not be there all the time, neither will United Workers' Party. Some other institution may pop up, but ultimately we are St. Lucians. We have to live, interact, and deal with each other every day. So why should I revel in seeing my brother or my sister out of a job, their family, and what it does is now we directly contributing to the crime situation which we are so all appalled about.
Exactly.
You know, these are the things, Sheldon, and I'm glad that Leandra was able to exhale. Sheldon, for me, it was very emotional. I just thought it important that we start with this clip again, that the government of St. Lucia, led by Philip J. Pierre, is one that is caring, that is there for the people, and you do not have to worry. You are in safe hands. And I wanted to say, I'm happy to, you see, I'm wearing my paraphernalia. I have my cap on. I have officially started my campaign mode on the battlefield, Shelton, and I am there to do whatever it takes to ensure that we see the backs of Alan Shastney and Guy Joseph in particular.
There is this kind of sanctimonious declaration that this is not a party thing that was going on, it was a governmental thing. Well, as the opinion of the people over there, why they were decked out
in red,
overwhelmingly in red. That's one you have to ask yourself. When this principle was implemented, that no constituency represented by the opposition St. Lucia Labour Party, which had 6 MPs, should get a damn PECO, as we say, not a PECO, under the CDP, Constituency Development. Was that done from a perch of party, or was it done from a perch of government? Was it done? Yeah. When a minister in the government, albeit via the Senate, goes and says that the people from the constituencies that did not vote the EWP and therefore do not subscribe to its policies, that basically they're not entitled to eat the fat and the good and the fruit and the milk and the honey of the land because they didn't support EWP. Was that said as party, or was that said as government? The person who said it was a minister of government who said that. When you do those kinds of things and you tell people that they have lost their right to speak because their party lost the election, was that said from a party perch, or was it said from a governmental perch? And we can go on and on and on with the violations, the firing of the nice workers and so on. What could not have been done by the United Workers' Party? It had to be done by the government of St. Lucia. You do those kinds of things to people, and today people come back, they have so much that is bottled up inside them from this time. You want to come now? Every time, one side of people have to be playing Miss Goody Two Shoes. They have to be playing as if they are Tichesi. They have to be playing as if they are the deputy to Bondier. But other people are free to ride roughshod and run rampant over people. Man, people have been waiting to exhale. Yes.
And I won't say the rest. The thing about, and you hit the nail right on the head, Shelton, because I was about to say that the new United Workers' Party, the new WP, is allowed to be as crass as they come. They say their things with impunity.
Hold on, our partner Frank Charles is calling us. So once
Franco, of course, let's take on Franco.
That mic over there for me.
Sure.
Just swing it around so I can.
I need to grab my phone as well. I've heard it making noise.
Yeah. Frank, you're on the air now, so you know.
Yes, I want to remind you and your listeners, Spider Montour, as a minister of government, did not miss the words in his mouth. When he said that the people that were fired, the nice workers that were fired, were SLP supporters anyway.
Yeah, Miguel mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
He labeled them.
And he was a minister for social transformation, eh?
Exactly.
Equity.
He labeled them. When Guy Joseph took the contract, my contract, and went on T-Mobile Polio, and first thing is that as a minister of government, you know, who is this guy? He's an SLP supporter.
And he went in the parliament and said to the effect, if that's what you're crying for, huh?
You just start crying.
You have a lot of crying to do still. You know?
Yeah.
The blitz and victimization, and they're beating their chest about it, you know.
So the people, I understand, I may want to understand what the writer and some have suggested. But like you said, these people are free up. They're free. And they some could express themselves, some can't, and some would do it the other way with the finger. So on that note, my brother, thanks for taking my call.
Thank you,
my brother. Anytime.
Yeah. You know, there's a principle in law. It's not related to that exactly, but the wording of it is helpful to us. That who comes into equity must come with clean hands. You want things to be even-handed. You want things to be,
can't have a bias.
You want things to be clean and principled. That you cannot be doing something governmental and injecting any kind of partisan message into it. Well, my friend, where's your own clean hands in that regard? You want things to be equitable and like I said, even-handed. Then show your clean-handedness. Now, I'm not making a case that you have to do like them. I believe this government, far from anything else, is not doing like them. Philip J.P. never stopped CDP funds going to Alan Chastney as one example, or to Bradley Felix, or to any of them. He never stopped it. Granted, the only two of them really, they've been virtually wiped out. Decimated don't sound too good for me. But there is nothing. People who were appointed by them, their contracts were not terminated, whether it was Commissioner Middleton Daisy or whoever it was. There was no victimizing people, and even people in the diplomatic service who are allowed to serve out. You know what damage somebody who's an ambassador can do to you? You know what they can do to you? They kept those people, allowed their contracts to run out, never treated them in a disdainful manner.
In fact, as you say that, even certain ministers' wives who were stationed overseas came back to this very same government and begged them to keep them on longer. They begged because they know the magnanimity of our Prime Minister Philip J.P. So they figured they could work on his emotions. And that's how the United Workers' Party people are. They have no loyalty to anything that, at this current supporters of Alan Chastney, no loyalty to anything that has to do with integrity. It's just a matter of them seeing for themselves. The selfishness that pervades the United Workers' Party. It starts from the top. And the thing about it is, you have to understand about that selfishness. Alan and them are so selfish, they will act like they care about you. But at the end of the day, they will encourage you to act selfishly, but they are the ones benefiting. They are the ones making the underhanded deals with Teo Aking, right? People like Teo Aking and the election financing thing. They are the ones who are doing it, right? For their own benefit. And remember the term that power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yes. And we dodged a bullet in 2021 when we brought Philip Joseph Pierre and his cabinet of ministers into government. Now we need to complete the job. We need to do a clean sweep, 17 not. Chandali Harak Singh. Now, a message for Boris Kujo, a.k.a. Tandy Flood. You better leave my doctor alone. Find another doctor. But I will not be there on Sunday. But I know that Dr. Chandali Harak Singh's launch on Sunday, Shelton, is going to signal the end for the new United Workers' Party.
And especially
Alan Chastney.
Yes, Alan Chastney.
The great white dope.
I think this is the end. I always said, and people would have heard me, he wasn't pointing fingers at anybody. Alan Chastney was not put under enough pressure in Mico South.
Yes.
Now, by pressure, I mean Chastney was behaving as if he never had to look over his shoulder. He never had to worry that I really could lose this. Even when an interesting guy, my friend Gregory St. Ange came in, I felt that even as a hopeful, he wasn't organizing his bid, to replace Guibo or whatever as the endorsed candidate. That Gregory was not doing. I think that now I'm feeling a vibe. I'm feeling a push. I'm feeling a movement. I'm feeling like who was it? Rod Stewart who sang in that song. I can feel a change in the wind right now. You understand?
Yes.
I can feel that. Alan Chastney, now he go in and meet people. He go in and and whatever he's doing with them and so on, because he feels the pressure. He feels the pressure building right now. Alan Chastanet behaved like he was just sitting pretty.
But
like
all
he
of
was
a
just
sudden,
sitting but all
even
of a sudden,
Alan, his conjoined twin, even guys all of a sudden donating things to school.
Yes.
If I could build 10 schools for my wife. So if you could have give 25 laptops to schools, you couldn't do it before. Now you want to do it? Because Lisa having running scared now. He turned from stalker now to Santa Claus.
Yes. You know,
Guy, your day is coming.
But as we go into the break, I want to remind comrades, I want to remind brethren and sistren, there is a tendency when we on a high, it's very difficult for us to come back to earth, to normal. You know, you in the high of the motorcade and the rally, and the basic humdrum activity of the polling station line, like your body just can't adjust to it. You understand? That is why a lot of people, the real thing of a hangover and coming from the party the previous night is to come down to earth, to the ordinary, daily, boring, ho-hum, dry, of going to work. You need endless coffee to help see you through it. Folks, if you have to walk with a flask of coffee, walk. But I am telling you, voting is hard work. Not because it's hard work in the sense of sweating and straining and perspiring, because it is work that does not have the excitement, that does not have the adrenaline of the rally and the motorcade that you were in the previous day. Begin to condition your mind. Begin to prepare yourself. Make sure your document, your ID card, whatever is there is in order. Your number, your voter's registration number, that you can just memorize that you have everything in order, and for the long haul of being on that line. Being on that line for the long haul. Make sure, that you prepare yourself for that. And it's not too early. Begin doing it, conditioning your mind for it, because that is a difficult thing to endure, especially if you're somebody who cannot do. I have this thing about me. Once you see I sit anywhere, not doing anything, I doze off. You will never find me nodding off while on the program. The excitement, the adrenaline, or at the steering wheel. I park somewhere, I pull off and so on, I'm listening to news that will engage me. The moment it goes off and you see I put off the radio and so on, unless I get moving again, the next impulse, if I don't have anywhere to go, anything to do, recline the seat and take a snooze. I sleep very little, very poorly and so on. You may be that type of person that anytime you're not on the high of some excitement of your work or something, that basically your body goes into what the computer is, sleep mode or something. Don't let that happen to you. If that happens to you on election day, you're going to do your party, your government, your prime minister, your political leader a great disservice. Begin conditioning yourself now for the hard work that looks almost innocuous, that looks almost insignificant, but it is the hardest work that needs to be done for the good of your country. Prepare for the hard work of voting. Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. We take our first break. When we come back, I have something. I don't know if Miguel has other things. We'll divvy it up between us, but it won't be long before the lines will be open for your calls and messages.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway. Call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
St. Lucia, are you ready to tease your way to the World Creole Music Festival 2025 in Dominica? NBC and Real FM is giving one lucky fan the ultimate getaway, an all-expense-paid trip to the Nature Island for 3 nights of non-stop rhythm, culture, and unforgettable vibes. Here's how to enter. Step 1, follow us on Instagram at Real FM Official. 2, post a video up to 90 seconds long telling us why you deserve to be at the World Creole Music Festival 2025. Be bold, be creative, and show your passion for Creole music and culture. Step 3, tag us and send a collaboration invite to at Real FM Official so your video appears on both our pages. Step 4, get those likes up. The video with the most likes by October 10th wins the prize: round-trip airfare, comfy accommodation, and all-access pass to the World Creole Music Festival 2025 to enjoy Dominica to the fullest. But hurry, the contest runs from August 11th to October 10th, and the winner will be announced on October 11th. This opportunity is open to all St. Lucians aged 21 and over. Only 1 entry per person, so make it count. Don't just dream about the festival. Tease your way there, only with NBC and Real FM.
Powered by Discover Dominica.
Gotta go with you. I gotta go with you. I gotta go with you.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with the Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. On this Friday, it is the 3rd day of the month of October 2025. I'm Shelton Daniel, your host, alongside my co-host today, Miguel Favre, who I want to say special thanks for starting the program. I went into town today. By the way, there's an optical company. I have to blood fire you all, as we used to say long ago. It can't be every time there's a problem with my frame and it's the same problem about the joint pulling out from the hinge.
And they charge you each time.
You know, each time either my warranty has run out or I have to pay something, whatever. That has happened. And
we have consumer affairs department.
Yeah, and you know, I big up the people because they're nice people in terms of going there, but I can't be this thing pull out and I had to go into town to see if I can get it repaired because you know when the side of that thing is coming out, it can just drop out on your face at any time and so on. And then getting back from town, still not getting it fixed. At least I can hold it in place, but I don't know when it will pull out. You know, the traffic, I should have known. Friday, you know, almost, you know, month in Friday and so on. I mean, it was really, really difficult, which is why, Miguel, I'm so glad you got here to begin the program. Yesterday, folks, many of you inquired of me. I had a 10 o'clock meeting, very important meeting with very important people. But as it usually goes, the meeting didn't start until about 11:30. People who were supposed to be there got held up, and so I sat there. I was very early for it, was there at 9:25, and it didn't finish until 1:30. So getting back here to have done the program, and Terry, who had indicated to me earlier in the day that he wasn't sure if he was going to, because I think I can say that Terry's elderly mom has been ailing for some time, and she took a kind of a turn for the worse. So he, dedicated son that he's always tells me I have to go check on my mom. He had to go. So yesterday was just one of those days where things just didn't click. I couldn't make it. Terry couldn't make it. And so that's why we didn't have a program. I wasn't sick then. I'm not sick now. But thank you very much for your concern, those of you who inquired. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to say, Terry, speaking of Terry, I want to tell Terry thank you for the compliment. He said nice hat, but obviously we know why I got it. But then, Terry, we have people inquiring, our listeners on the Facebook Live, who are asking why I got that hat. I mentioned you. They want to know, are they being sold and how much? So you shall let us know the details so we can express to our viewers and listeners, because right now the mood is red and everybody wants a piece of it.
Yeah, all right. You know, people, I've spoken about it, but I think there's a principle of continuous reinforcement. Remember how long I was talking about the police need to brief the public more on what they know, or their intel is indicating the causes of all those shootings, and they've started doing it, you know, saying that it's reprisal killings or gang related, that this is what it's looking like. And even when they came out and said that indications that a lot of the suspects in those killings, or some of them have been killed themselves in subsequent shootings. They cannot say they're related, but a lot of the suspects, you know, this kind of thing. And so I'm hoping continuous reinforcement will cause something to be done about it. We have too many people on the road who they know the driving of putting a vehicle from here to there, you know, bringing a vehicle from there and driving it over there. But the soft skills of driving, the art of driving, the finer arts of driving, they just don't have it. And they're danger on the road. I'm seeing more people who clearly do not know how to use a roundabout, what the principles are, who is supposed to give way to who, etc., etc. You know, the soft skills of driving on the road, that you're not driving for yourself, you're driving for other people, you're driving for fellow motorists and so on. You cannot have... Now I wonder whether some people even know where the light button is to dim the light and to flick. It's just at your fingertip, just an upward flick and you dim, flick it back down if your fingers is there. But the kind of bright light people are putting on you on the road, and it's happening more frequently, not necessarily when they're coming from the other direction, they're driving behind you and they have a bright light on you from behind. So now you have to deal with fellas at the front blinding you. And like I say, I have glasses. Yes, I've had glasses since I'm 12, you know. I mean, add years onto that, I'm pretty old in the glasses business. They have all kinds of things now, transitions and whatever, glare reduction, coating and everything my glasses have and so on. I wasn't complaining about that. It's not something that's happening all the time, but once is enough. Earlier this week was the worst I've ever had. Somebody put a bright light on me and I was on the road where there are median barriers, but the vehicle is so high, it made no difference. It can come over the median barriers. I got so blinded that for a brief, thankfully it is brief. For a brief half a second is a long time on the road. A lot of things can happen. I didn't know where I was. I just know I was close to the median barrier, and at one point I'm struggling not to smash into it. You know, I wonder if I would have wandered into the lane of vehicles coming from behind me. Thankfully I did not. I would have known, because the moment you do that, fellas start blasting their horns at you. But it's like for a brief moment I'm so disoriented. I said, wow, I've had it bad, but never so bad. We need to look at those things, the art of driving, the soft skills of driving, and even in terms of basic driving of moving a vehicle from here to here. They seem to believe that the only way they can practice it is with speed. So it's always at top speed that they're going. They're not doing, if you're going to drive at top speed, do the right other things. They do not dim their lights. They do not give indications when they are changing lanes. A whole lot of things are wrong with the driving. A lot of people who are on the road should not be. They should not be at the wheel. At the same time, you have to watch for errant, jaywalking pedestrians, people who just step off the curb in front of a vehicle. You have to be watching for 1,000 things, and yet people are blinding you. And not just lights. It's not just the amber-colored or orange lights that they have. They have the bright LED lights and so on, and they have it on full, and they have it on full beam. And then they have the fog lights on again. I don't know why we need so much light, Why you need so much light, whether driving on the road is a show-off display, it's a self-gratifying thing. We need to watch those things. But let me come to Marcella Johnson. My friend, by the way, lady I've known for many years, nice, kind of person. Not the kind of person I would want to say anything. Not that I ever want to say anything offensive about anybody, but the kind of person that I've always regarded her as a gentle soul, as I have regarded Stephen Favre. I don't want the fact that I don't support the party that they are candidates for to cause me to be in any way nasty or vicious towards them, etc., etc. I think they're people who are basically well brought up, have conducted themselves generally, as far as I know, to people. I don't want my only beef with them is that they follow in Alan Chastney and so on. But Marcella, how naive can you be? I know you're new to politics. I know you're somebody, what we would consider a spring chicken in the arena and so on. But Marcella, you seriously believe that misogyny, the hatred of women, the disrespect for women, that it is reflected and a story about it is told by people tearing down your posters and your flags? If you seriously had to look for a sign of somebody who has no respect or regard for women, who hates women, who disrespects women, that's what you're going to look for? Jaquan, play the clip for me, please.
This morning, we would have installed flags along the highway. This is part of the culture of St. Lucia, election paraphernalia, the excitement of the politics in St. Lucia.
But with the excitement has come disappointment. According to UWP-endorsed Grosley candidate Marcella Johnson, party flags in the north have been targeted by vandals. She blames supporters of the St. Lucia Labour Party, SLP.
And supporters of the outgoing MP for Grosley would have taken down my flags. And the flags are right there. Right there. All of them were taken down. A whole heap of the flags. And what happened? I have run a clean campaign because the people of Grosley are respectable people. And this is in keeping with their culture. Respect, integrity. And what has happened today is an act of desperation. Desperation by a man hanging onto straws. And I'm calling on the MP for Grosley, Kenson Kazimi, to ask your supporters to reinstall those flags.
However, incumbent Grosley MP Kenson Casimir says the actions of his more than 30,000 constituents are beyond his control. Still, he is urging respect for the democratic process and calling for a peaceful campaign from both sides of the divide.
I would advise strongly against anybody who's supporting me know that I want a very, very peaceful campaign. Anybody who's supporting me know that I have worked. My work is actually doing the campaign for me, while we see the opposition pretty much trying to erect flags all over the constituency. I think there's a time for that. Obviously, from my vantage point, we've not reached that point. The fact also is that Lucelec has written officially to ask that the flags, that the way they have put up the flags and the size of the flags, they are creating a hazard for Lucelec and the people. So I really do not have any reason to encourage flags being pulled down. I don't believe flags win election. I believe work, commitment, and execution on behalf of the people wins elections.
Johnson views the incident as a thinly veiled attempt at intimidation, a test of her resolve as a newcomer to politics. She is urging Casimir to call on his supporters to reinstall the flags.
Especially as a woman in politics, to try to intimidate me. I will say to him, this will not happen. And it speaks to the disrespect by members of this government, the disrespect of women in politics by members of this current administration. This is all part of misogyny. And I would like to say to them, stop it. This is a first and final warning. Stop it. Let us run a clean campaign. This is very unbecoming. Stop hanging on to straws. You were given a mandate to serve, and this is what you have to do. Do not play this kind of dirty politics in St. Lucia.
Despite the accusations, Casimir insists vandalism is unnecessary, pointing instead to his record of community service as the foundation of his confidence.
I believe in a clean campaign. As a matter of fact, I was very disappointed when I found out that Shanda Harak Singh's paraphernalia was taken down in the Tiroche area in Miku South. And so I discourage that. I discourage anybody from having any reason to believe that they need to do this. In Groseley, we are running a very strong campaign. We have, as I said, we have our work as our main campaign point because it's in the face of everybody to see the amount of work that we've put in. And so I'm very confident that this is not necessary. I'm very confident that we are winning the next election and that the people of Groseley, they would gravitate towards the work we've done and not this distraction.
The vandalism has not been confined to one side, with a recently erected billboard of SLP-endorsed Miku South candidate Dr. Shanda Lee Harak Singh also being...
You know, folks. Oh, Jaquan. you know, folks. Where Marcella come from? I mean, in places where people want to be more disparaging, they'll say, what rock did she crawl out from under? You know, she needs to go back there. For Marcella to be coming and to be belly aching about people pulling down posters and that is a sign of no respect for women. Marcella, the warring sides, the rival sides, the competing sides, the opposing sides in political campaigns, this is part of the course. Mm-hmm. It's part of the course. A UWP minister sometime many years ago, he's now deceased, actually said is what they want, is what they will get. They were taking down his posters. He said, I'm taking down all their posters. This is par for the course in the contest for political office. You know, you letting that kind of thing rile you and so on. Your supporters probably doing the same thing. And Marcella, I have to say, you have a lot of, I don't know what to call it, if it's bravado, to come and describe Kenson as being the outgoing MP.
She's very naive, politically naive. She can't read the room.
We're going to discuss Kenson as being the outgoing MP who's clutching at straws. Really? You believe that? No, but if you seriously believe that, I have to give you a little pat on the shoulder for that. I saw Kenson give somebody a pat on the shoulder who was wearing red, so I take it to one of his supporters. Be careful, Kenson, with this.
Yeah, careful.
You know, with this assaulting, people going and report. But I don't think one of his supporters will do that. So when I see Marcella, I would have given her a little friendly pat, but again, next thing I know, I get in a summons, you know, whatever. So I wouldn't do that. But Marcella, you have a lot of bravado. You have a lot of, you know.
I like her, you know.
You know, seriously, I've always liked her. But,
I like her.
You know, you have a lot of that in you, I must say. You know, to believe. But to come and to be making noise and belly aching about posters and flags of yours that, you know, I understand that Lucilak from the clip, he said, you know, that Lucilak himself is warning about this thing. So somebody who go and remove it might risk shocking themselves or whatever it is, or maybe they're preventing your people from getting shocked. If you have to come and bellyache about something, find something better than that.
Marcella says Kenson is grasping at straws. Did you see the confidence in my MP, by the way? I'm officially registered in Groseley after living there for all this years. Cucumber. And he gave facts. And you know what, Marcella? I have something for you. You know why? I have a straw. Because you suck politically. You really do suck politically. You are as naive as they get. And while Kelson is grasping at straws, I took one of them for you to suck on because you really, really suck. But Shelton, there was a march against a walk against violence in the Grosley constituency, in Grosley town, 2 days ago. Of course, my daughter works there, my wife teaches there, so I went, of course, and your daughter-in-law as well, went to support them as well. And Marcella Kenson was there. I saw Marcella there in the very beginning, gave her pleasantries, hello as usual. She came in her yellow hat and everything. And Venus was the master of ceremonies, Venus Cherry. And he mentioned, he acknowledged the people in presence, and he mentioned the MP. And I was looking to him to say, but let's mention Marcella too, because she's there, obviously. But when I look around, she was gone. She was gone. And it appeared to me that she looked like a fish out of water. And she may have felt like a fish out of water because she's going there trying to meet the people. And like you said, Marcella she comes across as a very nice person. Very nice person, but Marcella doesn't make the grade. She can't make the grade. Kenson, compare that cry for help, because that's really a cry for help from Marcella. I'm losing the election. Let me really grasp my straw to see.
So when you lose it, you'll say it's my flags they pulled on.
It's my flags they pulled on. Spider did the same thing, Shelton, on nomination day. Oh, yeah? And he was angry. I covered the North.
Is Spider ever not angry?
That's true.
Right. But go ahead. On nomination day, he says
it must be a gin thing. It's his flags and his posters and he was very angry. But what really angered him was the fact that Kenson on nomination, they had an entire street party in Grosley at 12 o'clock in the Hudson.
Like they already knew.
They
had this in the bag.
Yeah. So Spider was angry on Marcella. Cool out, Miguel. I'm sorry. Cool out. And that's sure waiting on you for you to suck on, because apparently that's the only thing you can do right now in our politics is just suck.
Anything else from you, Migs?
That's it for now, Shelton. We can take calls. It's 1:30. I don't want to talk too much this Friday. Let our people call.
We're heading into our final break. And so when we come back, what we're going to do is to open the phone lines for everybody. And I think we're taking the break a little early, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes early. Let's take it back. So we'll come back right on the spot to take your calls until 2 o'clock. Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
So much everyone for staying with the Real Issues powered by Blue Waters at the end of another week, the first 3 days in the month of October. Yep, we'll be back on Tuesday. Don't forget that Monday is a public holiday. Yes, it's October Monday or later.
And it's the PM's day too, and Marsha Day is Monday.
Okay, latterly I hear people referring to it as Thanksgiving. I thought Thanksgiving was an American
well, Thanksgiving is ours. We have the Anglican and Methodist Church. We have our own Thanksgiving. Remember, that's in British.
Okay.
From the Church of England.
I grew up hearing it called October Monday. It was much later in life I began to hear.
The Church of England Thanksgiving.
The American Thanksgiving. So nobody don't offer me any turkey, okay? You know, I on this American Thanksgiving vibe and so on that we feel we need to validate ourselves. Certainly not America trumps America. I don't want to identify myself. You know, there's a how would you call that? The Grim Reaper that we talk about, you know. But there's another guy called the Creepy Grinner.
That's a Cheshire guy.
So somebody asked, so who removed Lisa's flags around the cul-de-sac roundabout? Another person replied, that's on my messaging thing, who else but the Creepy Grinner?
Yeah, the Cheshire guy. The Cheshire guy. And you know, funny, Sheldon, you say that, I just recalled now that after what time was I down the road this morning, boy? Must have been after midnight minutes to 1.
Yeah.
I gave a friend, we were all like my girlfriend, a ride to Cul-de-sac, and I saw Joachim's people putting flags up at the roundabouts at Cul-de-sac after 1 in the morning.
Right.
You know, his people. I just also want to say, I will not retract what I said, and I will also clarify and repeat it. I said Marcella sucks politically. I never said all she's good at is sucking. So before it is being used and said that I am being very disrespectful and misogynist, I said she sucks
as
politically.
A politician, she sucks.
She sucks as a politician. So let's just get it straight to those of you who may think that I am being disrespectful to the young lady.
And since we imbibe via a straw, through the physical or physiological action of sucking, it's a sucking action, just like a baby feeds on mother's breast through a sucking
so here's
action.
That straw.
So he was saying, here's a straw. Since you suck politically, maybe a straw is what you need, and so on. All right?
There you go.
You know, sometimes we have to understand the little tongue-in-cheek subtleties and the double entends and multiple entends and so on. we have to understand. Someone has a message to say there's no Marshall Day this year.
None at all this year?
I don't know. It's a guy.
Boy, Marsha get too big, you know, having Marsha the MPs. Y'all, all of a sudden, y'all MPs, Prime Minister, y'all feel y'all too big. It's all right.
Yes,
But Anglican bus, I hope it's there. That's been a staple. And as an Anglican boy myself, this is something we look forward to. Sheldon, maybe it's time. We have 25 minutes that we should start taking calls.
Sure. 487-9849 is the mobile number on which you can WhatsApp call us. And the landline is 4533911. You can also WhatsApp message us, but I'll tell you about that. More about that later because we have 2 callers in the queue waiting already. You're on the air. Real Issues, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Shende. Good afternoon, Miguel.
Good afternoon, my darling.
Let me tell you something. Marcella just started crying. We don't have time to take out flag. Our flag is the mini stadium, Grozile. Our flag is Beauchamp Cricket Ground. Our flag is the children playground. Our flag is the police station. Our flag is the peace at the Podic Center.
You know why you get into play? Zomim's on it. Our flag.
Yeah. Our flag is the community center underground. We are praying for the lights and the currents. That's what we that's our flag. That's what Kingston throwing in their face for the 4 years. Yes. Tell Marcella she better start. She just start crying. She quoi? Il va the piece of road from Montcito to Rivière Mitton. That's the flag Kingston throwing in the face. Nous pas dire why I watch virtual journal les bagailles. Ça c'est bagaille Kingston monter là avec yo pas châtier. C'est bagaille ça. Polyclinique la morceau en lay. Marcella just commencer Marcella cry. You just have to cry. Oh, I'm a woman too. I'm a woman. Where to that woman? Where that woman come from?
Thank you very much. Let's give somebody else a chance. We have someone on the line. So, Miguel, what Marcella needs is not please straw. What she's going to get is Tikwa.
Tikwa.
We have another call on the line. Real issues. Hello.
Sheldon, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing, my brother?
Doing great.
Man, yesterday I felt your pain, man, with that Garfield fella. I think both guy and Garfield, both of them need to go for another repentance and get baptized again in Seventh-day Adventist.
But he's not a pastor, he's an impostor.
Let me tell you, Garfield is also an Adventist.
Yeah, but that little boy came from St. Vincent. Them little boys came from St. Vincent, like I said, like they by boat.
You mean Inventvis?
Yeah.
And these fellas, it's like his sister and all of them, they used to walk up and down that hill there by your father, right? Barefooted. And they're even ashamed of people. But he can thank God for the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The Seventh-day Adventist Church is what helped them out, have them be what they are today. So he himself should have a special respect to the church, right? And honor the church as to what the church have turned him to be. And stop that nonsense he's doing, trying to tarnish the church reputation, and different stuff like that. Both young guys. Respectfully, I'm telling them, both of them need an apology to the church. And if it comes where they both have to go and baptize again, go and baptize as they normally do. Because these things that they are doing is like it don't sound right for them at all. And that's what I was calling to say today.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Now
I want to revisit that. Let's not revisit.
No, I was just saying within every, I was just to correct what you just said to me when I used the term. I didn't mean it in just to clarify. I don't mean it in general speaking about the Adventist faith. I was just saying that let's just say within every group there's a breakaway faction. That's the Inventvis, because they're the ones who give the church a bad name because they portray themselves to be holier and thou and elder in the church and everything, and yet they are the ones that if you ask anybody around, they question themselves, how can this man be a man of faith, a man of God representing the church?
I won't even put the vis part. I'll just say Inventist, because they invent their own doctrine, they invent their own a scripture. It seems to be telling people like basically they are doomed and hellbound because they support another political party. I mean, this is wrong on every count and so on. This is unchristian. I'm not afraid to say it's blasphemous. It's ingracious. It's uncharitable. It lacks any kind of love. And let me tell you this. I'll take you back again to another Fevrier. I think I made it clear, but many people didn't get me. One of the reasons why I seem to be talking nice about Stephen Fevrier, and I'll say it again, is because of his parents. They were models of Christian love. And not word, the father is still alive. These people, I'm taking myself as an example, knew where I stood. I never relented from being labor, working at the Star at the time, the articles that I wrote and being on radio, the positions that I took. There was never any little wobble in the Christian love and charity and hospitality and welcome that the late Jane Belinda Fevrier and Pastor Joseph N. Fevrier showed me. It's like the Christian love was, they may have had their flambeau thing about them, but they never let it show. They would have discussions, arguments with me in a very nice way. It would end with a laugh and so on. They never let it. And I'm saying once you are, let's forget about being a general Christian, but a particular Christian as the minister of the gospel. When you take your Christianity to the politics, you are determined that your Christianity will impact and influence the politics, not the politics will compromise and contaminate. You understand? And your Christianity. You know, always the gospel and the spirit and salvation must prevail. Once you see a man going on platform and he's saying the kind of things that Garfield has been saying, that Guy has been saying, significantly they're both G's and so on. You understand? Once you see those kind of, something is wrong. These guys do not hold their Christianity at a premium that they bring it to bear on the politics, but rather they're letting the politics bear upon the even to the point of a compromise. You know? Yeah, we have another caller waiting. Real issues. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
And how are you?
Doing great, and you?
I'm there holding on. I just called to give you an example of what happened to me a couple of years ago. It was election time. I'm from the Bakada in Beaufort. They call me Mama Labor. So here I am putting up flags. Whilst I'm putting up the flags, the other side going up the post and bringing it down. I did not correct and say anything. I just tell the fella, Tikwa Kikage election. And it's about 3 elections now. He's here now telling me, Glenda Usav, le me gade, Philippe J. Pierre Primaire paye toutes ces législatives, les bana vout kosa. Just by not correcting him, not saying anything, he came back right where he came from. And that I'm pleased about. So the thing of moving flags and putting flags, that is there a long time ago, and nobody can change that.
Yes.
Thank you very much, caller.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know where my confidence lies? My confidence lies in
Speak up a bit, eh?
Sorry, my confidence lies in St. Lucian, our St. Lucian people, and I know that they're not stupid.
Yes.
I think that what is being done is there to be seen. It's tangible. It's right there. There's no there's no fluffing up and lying and that kind of thing. Philip J. Pierre says what it is. If you want to challenge him or anybody within the cabinet on what policies that they have enacted that you have a problem with, they lay it out for you, and it's there. It's there to see. There's not a woulda, shoulda, coulda, 23 islands, or whatever else. Yes. You know, it's a whole bunch of fluff and renderings and that kind of thing. Everything that Philip Joseph Pierre and his cabinet of ministers have promised or have said they have done, it is there for us and clear for us to see.
It's been a non-stop rollout of promises made, promises kept. We have another caller waiting. Real issues, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, I would like Animator. Animator, give me a call, please. 730-4553. Animator, 730-4553. Thank you.
All right.
No problem. We not get a consultancy fee.
Okay. Yesterday was an amazing exhalation after those years of humiliation by the last government of people who are doing very difficult, thankless work taking care of seniors. They exhaled against the past and they inhaled with joy at the care and concern of Bosla, who knows them and their burdens intimately, and is now ensuring they have permanent jobs. To protest the political, quote-unquote, atmosphere is to miss the significant historical, cultural, personal, and yes, political events they have suffered under Shastney. What a gathering. What an endorsement of PJP and the policies of his genuinely caring government. The choice is clear.
It's clear.
Yes, thank you very much. That's a great message. We have another call on the line. Real issues, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Miguel.
Good afternoon, my darling. I saw your name there. I was hoping to hear from you.
Shelton and Miguel.
Hey, what's up, my colleague?
I am good, thank you. And I am even more wonderful because my government continues to work for all of us.
All.
But Shelton, as a woman myself, I try to be kind to other women. But when I see some women
exhibiting desperation and cowardice, I would think, then I have to come out and say how I feel. Shelton, I'm not even going about the flags, because the flags to me is a cry for help, because when you realize that you're already sinking, even before you put the boat in the water, then I can understand why you would, do what Marcella did there yesterday. However, I am turning to her another cry that she made regarding the right turn at Corinth. And to remind Marcella that it was Alan Chasney who discontinued the rehabilitation of the Castries-Groseley Highway. The non-productive hours that we spend in traffic traversing the Castries-Groseley Highway is because of Alan Chasney.
And Guy Joseph.
I'm not going lower. Alan Chasney was the leader of the government. He was the prime minister at the time. He and all his cronies caused it, but he has to take responsibility for it. So if Marcella wants to cry now for a right turn and talk about a government not putting people first, she has to go back to her leader. Alan Chasney is the reason we are in traffic. And this government is trying to alleviate the traffic congestion on the highway by trying all methods. And that right turn, the no right turn, is one of the methods. I can tell you, Miguel and Shelton, I am in the traffic as we speak, and the traffic has been alleviated at that intersection. Okay?
Yep. Yesterday
We still have traffic because we still have the cars on the road, but it is moving smoothly. Okay?
Yeah.
So we cannot attribute any of the congestion here and the right turn methods, the roundabout methods, and all of the things that the Ministry of Infrastructure is trying to implement to alleviate the traffic. We have to go back to who caused it. Alan Chasney caused it because the Kuwaiti funds were already there. And they allowed the Kuwaiti funds to go back to Kuwait without rehabilitating the Castries-Groseley Highway.
And we know why. We know why.
We know why.
Yes.
Mwetela. We know why.
We know why.
Lastly, gentlemen, Kenson Casimir is there doing his work quietly, peacefully. He's calling for peace. When he's trying to big up a former rep, the former rep ready to jump on him, right? But Kenson Casimir is going to give Marcella the biggest beating. I will say a little prayer for her so that she doesn't get too much licks.
What is too much licks?
At least just lose any point.
Moi pastor à Shelton, mais ici en madame comme moi. So moi quand il m'a dit sous coupable. OK? Mais il a senti quoi il can come in and talk about misogynistic and this and that, as if Kenson don't have regard for women. You see this women thing they're talking about there?
They like to
applaud the government
They like to
for
play
the almost
that gender card.
700 women who are now being made permanent through the SSDF. If she wants to talk women. Yesterday, I think it's only one man that's in the caregivers program. You have almost 700 women. If you're in favor of women, come and talk and applaud the government for bringing these women to permanent status. Because I'm sure each one of them will be going home to a household of 3 to 5 or even more.
7 frees are 21.
Okay? So that's what they see coming. But Shelton
Yes.
and Miguel,
My
the
darling.
mood is very red.
Very, very, very red.
Very
Very red.
Very red.
And we will see
Yes.
when the beating starts to take place.
So let me ask you now, what's going on with those landfill fires and everything? And the
but
DSH
Shelton,
site
is that a coincidence?
wasn't it the other landfill that they abandoned that was on fire down in the south the other day?
That's correct.
Now I'm
At
hearing
your
that they
Rockland
glow.
field.
You know.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, it may be coincidence, maybe something that the dumping that is undergoing spontaneous combustion.
Something they dumping.
But I've always
I don't remember they were saying
wondered
burn
about St.
this
Jude,
down
you
and
know.
burn that down.
I've always wondered about St. Jude, you know. They're desperate about St. Jude and they might try anything. I hope the security is being maintained and beefed up. You know, I hope that St. Jude is getting security like as if it was an escalated crime area, you know.
That's correct.
RSS to form a ring, you know, around it and so on, a wall so that people can't try anything, you know.
And even government buildings and other places too, Shelton.
Yes.
We cannot take anything for granted.
Yes.
At this stage, I'm very concerned because I cannot see 2 fires occurring in such close timing. Yeah, it's a little alarming to me.
Yeah, and especially now that you have police or people who are very recently police making some of the statements that they've been making and the
Talking
things that they've
about
been saying.
sending people to sleep.
Yeah, so the very people who we probably depending upon to guard us
That's
against the kind of sabotage and trying to wreck us with fire and all those sorts of things. You never know what they themselves might be up to.
I don't know why also diplomatic, you know, mit malmes, he malmes. It's always been that way. That's how he is.
Shelton,
I'm not
I am
surprised.
Maybe
I'm
maybe
heartened
too much too.
because I just left a restaurant in the north, and I don't speak politics to random people. I don't know where people are, so I have respect for people. But the lady who was serving us said, "My government is really working. The last winter season was so good." She said, "My minister is working." And she showed us some new huts that they're building on the Ridley Beach for vendors. And the lady said to me, "Cashman's Southeast, where I come." Okay?
Yes.
So we just have to get ready, pull out people, let's not be complacent, let people come out. And I want to also say in closing that I stand with Lady Andrew. I stand, whether people want to say it was appropriate, inappropriate, that's not the point. The people are speaking. And Shelton, when someone removes a flag off the pole, it tells you something about their feeling for the particular party.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't think there's any candidate that's telling them go and remove flags. Some people, they disgruntled with red, they take out red. Some people disgruntled with yellow, they take out yellow. So Marcella should see that as an indication of people's disgust for her. That's why they're taking out her flag.
All right, and desertions from their camp too. Sometimes flambos, you know, it's not any kind of labor people making known their feelings that they don't see any way forward in this. They don't see any hope in this whatsoever. But thank you very much.
Precisely. Have a good afternoon and a good weekend.
You as well. Just let me add, Shelton, quickly that I've said it as well. There's another caller.
Yeah.
Just let me say quickly that everybody who drives that Julian Hunt Highway on a morning or an afternoon when you're in traffic, you have to remember Alan Chasney and Guy Joseph. And this whole thing with the condemnation of the right turn. From since when I was in the ministry, we looked at that. The engineers looked at it. It's necessary.
You have to put on as temporary measures until you fix the thing that they went and they messed up.
It's not just something that just came out of there. We've had discussions, and the engineers had discussions. So let's go ahead with the caller.
Real Issues caller, you're on the air.
Thank you, Shelton, Miguel.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon for cutting my time, but here goes. Gentlemen, you know, I wasn't surprised at the reception that PJP, the Prime Minister, got when he addressed those workers who had been made permanent, I really wasn't surprised. Listen, gentlemen, I've known PJP for more than 30 years. And this is who he is. This is what he is. This isn't no put on. This isn't no pretend. This isn't no fake. This is who PJP is. He truly cares. And I've known him for all of that time, and I know that is who he is. That is what I've had numerous conversations with him, even before he got involved in politics. So I know who he is. I know the man. I know what he stands for. Listen, this Philip J. Pierre is not the type of person who will go and play marbles, just because he wants to show that he's one of the people, or he'll go and sit at the back of a van, or at the back of a motorcycle. He's not the type of person who will say today of all days that St. Lucia is in his DNA. No, because listen, Philip J. Pierre is the real article. He's the real deal. Yes. Philip J. Pierre truly loves St. Lucians. He truly cares. And if the other side doesn't like it, or they don't want to understand it, and the type of reaction that is getting, and how St. Lucians feel about Philip J. Pierre and his cabinet, then they can put that in their pipe and smoke it.
Thank
you, gentlemen.
No, thank you very much. Can we take one last call, or we're too close to the time?
We have 3 minutes.
No, all right. Let's take another call. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues.
Yeah, good afternoon, Shelton.
How are you doing?
Point, I stand with this lady because the lady spoke from her heart, and like they say, who feels it knows it. And several of these nice workers, I know them personally. And today they came to my business, all of them were smiling. And honestly, I felt it. It was very genuine. PJP don't have to pretend anything. Anything he does it from the heart. He thinks about Lucians, he thinks about others. Because these people were struggling. I know a lot of them. They were really struggling to make ends meet. That's fair, all these things. So I just want to commend PJP. Yes, I say PJP is just a genius.
To hear her say that she brought her bank book to Bradley to show that she has a mortgage, that was really hurtful,
I know. Honestly, when I heard that really touched me. I'm like, who does that? Somebody without a heart. Yes. I mean, that don't touch you to see the lady going through all that. Anyway, if you could have gone sign that deal and give all that DSA, you can do anything to DSH. Yes.
All right.
All right, my brother.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Miguel, I don't know if there's anything you want to wrap
nothing
up with.
I want to add is just that, folks, I've seen since last Sunday we understood the assignment. St. Lucians have understood the assignment. Our Prime Minister understood the assignment when he was elected. He has done what had to be done, what he said he would do. He and his cabinet of ministers. So we now need to return that faith he had in us. With the faith we had in him, he has that faith in us for us to ensure that we do the right thing come election day. You put that X, that cross by the star. Nowhere else. And of course in the 2 independents. But obviously we know once we bring in those 2 independents, we are voting for the star because Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre said so as well. So we know where our votes going. We're going to Pat Dose. How you say 17 Koyal? 17, right? 17 ball. Pados ball. 17 ball you nukabayo. 17 ball.
Miguel, what's happening on Sunday? You want to remind the people?
Oh, my baby, my new Dudu Befe is being launched. Dr. Chandali Harak Singh in Miku South. Unfortunately, I will not be there.
Okay, and she's not going to be launched in Miku South.
In Miku South, it's in Miku.
Because of the need to accommodate large numbers of vehicles and people. So the launching will take place on the Miku playing field. Okay,
which is
opposite Sadus gas station, right on the grounds of the Miku secondary school. That's what's going to take place on Sunday, okay?
And thank you, Jeremiah, for that, for being so magnanimous to allow your next door neighbor to come and have a big session in your constituency. So, folks, I may or may not be there, but I'm sure that most of St. Lucia will be there. Sheldon, thank you very much for having me.
Yes, it's okay.
My brother, it was really good.
And I think Shanda's launching on Sunday at Miku will send a powerful statement. About Miku North as well. That after all that time, the Labour Party took it. And Alan Chasney, your days are numbered.
Yeah, man. Nice 2 out of the 17 ball.
All right, so thank you so very much, Jaquan, for another great job at the controls with the calls and everything else. I would have liked to get more into the messages. Wasn't possible. Do enjoy your extended holiday weekend, everyone. Do so in safety. Until we meet again on Tuesday, God willing, for The Real Issues powered by Blue Waters, on behalf of Miguel and Jaquan, this is Shelton Daniel signing out.
The man, the voice, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve.
The winning numbers for the midday draw of Friday, 3rd October 2025 were Double Daily Grand 4, 9, 19, 22. Big 4, 1, 2, 9, 3. The Big 4 Multi-X ball drawn is 2X. Pick 2, 3, 2. The Pick 2 Multi-X ball drawn is FB. 1 off, 5, 1, 6. Lucky 3, 9, 2, 4. The Lucky 3 Multi-X ball drawn is 3X.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway. Call